Welcome back to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me to take this opportunity to thank you for standing with this channel ever since we started. We have reached this far because of your unwavering support, and I want to say thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the scramble for the mountain votes and the supremacy battle between President William Samoei Ruto and the former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua took a new turn of events when Kithure Kindiki met certain musicians from the mountain. This didn't go down well with Rigathi Gachagua because Rigathi was saying these musicians betrayed the community. Rigathi is asserting that when Jezis were being killed during the protest against the Finance Bill 2024, Kithure Kindiki was the man in charge of the security docket, and as such, he reckons that Kithure's hands are tainted with Jezis blood. So anybody who goes to Kithure Kindiki to take money is taking money that is tainted, is betraying Jezis. And so he decided to read a riot act to the musicians. And Rigathi, in his message, was saying that he was only but passing a message with authority from the elders. He said that he had consulted the elders after the musicians betrayed the community, and the elders told him that he must give an ultimatum. In his ultimatum, he told the musicians that they either apologize to the community or they get annihilated completely. The fan base must unsubscribe from all the social media pages like Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And he also told the community that any club was allowed to invite the musicians. And if any club defied those orders and invited any of the musicians who had attended the Kithure Kindiki function, then people must vacate and move away from those clubs. It was such a very disturbing message to the musicians.
Mimi nimeketi na wazee jana usiku na tumesema hawa wasanii. Wazee wameniambia nitangaze kwa sababu sasa pahali tumefika. Sasa lazima nitoe mwelekeo. Si ndio? Nitoki nyarute mwelekera. Hawa wasanii wameenda pale kwa huyo jamaa. Na huyo jamaa mikono yake imejaa damu ya Gen Z. Siku Gen Z Ruto amesema watoto wauawe. Yeye ndiye alikuwa CS wa Interior. Yeye ndiye alisimamia watoto wetu wakauawa. Kwa hivyo hiyo pesa mnaenda kuchukua pale iko na damu ya watoto wetu wa Gen Z. Wameenda pale wamepewa kila mtu 50,000 kuuza jamii. Atuwakuje watudanganye. Wazee wameniambia namna hii. Hao wasanii waombe msamaha. Wasipoomba msamaha, tuwache kusikiza nyimbo zao. Number 2, zile entertainment joint wanaenda wasiitwe huko tena. Na wewe kama ni mwenye club ukiita huyo mtu, customers wahame waende pahali ingine. Tena ile mtandao you unfollow them. Si ndio? You unfollow them. Because wameenda kuchukua shilingi 50,000. Na pahali wanaenda entertainment, wale watu wameenda pale kwa sababu akili imechemuka kwa sababu ile Kasongo ametusumbua. Wanaenda kuwatubuiza ndio akili situlie. Hao wameenda kukaa na wale watu ambaye wametuumiza, wametuletea hizo shida. So you unfollow those artists, those who don't apologize to the community. And entertainment joint owners, you stop inviting them. And where you invite them, people should move from those clubs and go elsewhere. That is the only way now to takinga hii jamii.
One of the very musicians who attended Kithure Kindiki's forum is Samido, a very renowned musician from Mount Kenya. A man who has built his career over the years and is being supported by the Kikuyu community. And after the instructions, Samido was in one of the events trying to perform, and the crowd went wild, only disturbing and disrupting his performance, singing "Ruto must go" one time. Now Samido was compelled to try and weigh, was he going to betray the people who have stood with him in his journey to success, or was he going to betray Kithure Kindiki? So after a lot of soul searching, his conscience resolved that he must stand with the people because he knew his music career was going to fall. People had already started unsubscribing from the social media pages, and I know all the club owners had even blacklisted him. So he was coerced to swallow humble pie. And there is this video that has been going viral where he's now asking, which one do you want me to play? People are telling him one term. And he was forced to play one term just a few hours after taking money from Kithure Kindiki, just a few hours after attending Kithure Kindiki's function. And this was a sure indication that Rigathi Gachagua is the undisputed kingpin in the mountain. Ladies and gentlemen, I want us to listen to Samido bowing down to pressure. Mount Kenya is gone. Kindly subscribe to our channel if you are watching for the first time. Please like and share our videos. Thank you so much to those who have subscribed, to the returning subscribers, and those who support this channel in one way or the other, even without mentioning your names. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Samido.
Na mwanzo akamwajira ajuge nyamunimwe na ningi mwajira muga mwera tamu zigana ugo no antam lungi kiraga nekia doitu yule yule dikamo kararia sawa sawa hale muga to era ne oturigeraga sawa sawa muga ne zigana no antam sawa sawa. Roger. Lakini twende ndura no oha. Lakini tuge atelele. Eno ndio Kenya. Tuta boy. Weka chini. One palm hoye.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the musicians who were invited to attend that meeting with Kithure Kindiki were told that they have suffered for long. It was time for them to start enjoying their sweat. But now it has taken a new twist. Rigathi is now saying that Kithure is tainted with blood. So he has really neutralized that visit, and I don't think there is any other musician who will attend any gathering where Kithure Kindiki will be. I also saw another video where one of the musicians is apologizing to the community because it is that bad. In the music industry, if you play around with the supporters, then you are gone. It is like in this channel. If the fan base decide that they are not going to follow you, you do a video, no one watches, you understand what I mean. You are gone. And before you know it, you simply close the channel. Or you've opened some shop or a supermarket. No one comes to buy because people have said, no, we don't like you. And I think that is everywhere, in every business. Whether you are dealing with services or goods, you must resonate well with your customers and clients. If you fall out with them, you are gone. And that is exactly what is going to happen to the musicians. So they have started apologizing because the rate at which people were unsubscribing and people were really sending messages to them. You have betrayed us. I've been your loyal supporter. But now you are now going back to the oppressors, the people who killed us. And Rigathi Gachagua stamped his authority because the people listened to him. It was not only the musicians, even the politicians who have been walking around with Kithure Kindiki. Rigathi declared that it is now time to draw a line between the enemies and our friends. You are either with us or you are not. So Rigathi wants to understand mapema kabisa, as early as this, who are the soldiers that are ready to work with him, because he's about to launch his party. I understand the one that we witnessed in Lavington was unveiling the party. So he's about to launch it, and I understand that the launching will be in Kasarani. So as he plans for the launching, he wants to know who exactly is with us, because Rigathi is preparing for a real battle. Who are these who are with us? That is what he wants to understand. Now, I don't know what will happen next if Kithure Kindiki, for example, would call Samido, give him a call and tell him, we are meeting in such a place. We want to follow up with the first meeting, so come for the second meeting so that we see the progress. I don't know what the musicians will do. And Rigathi will soon condemn Kithure Kindiki to a one-man show, except for a few rebels like maybe the Kimani Chungwa, who was also heckled badly in Kabete, Sabina Chege, just a few people like the Madeira MP, Eric Wamumbi. Those are the few MPs who have, I think they have decided, they have taken enough money and now maybe they are calculating hizi mamilioni ama mabilioni ambayo nimechukua, I can do a few things. But as I always say in this channel, they have officially signed their political obituaries. So that is how Mount Kenya is. It only shows you that Mount Kenya is really volatile. They don't want anything to do with William Ruto. Neither do they want to hear anything to do with anyone who associates with William Samoei Ruto. You know, when Rigathi Gachagua was impeached, Mount Kenya went quiet. And those who advised William Ruto told him that, you see, we told you, these people will forget Rigathi Gachagua as soon as you impeach him, and they will embrace Kithure Kindiki. That was the lie that was going on. At some point, I was also like, what is happening? Are they ditching Rigathi Gachagua at the hour of need? Because I thought they needed to have stood by Rigathi Gachagua to show William Ruto that, you know, you impeached our son maliciously. But the moment Rigathi Gachagua started walking, I remember the first time he was in Limuru in a funeral service, taking advantage of the silence of Mount Kenya, goons invaded Rigathi's event. That was a wake-up call to the mountain, because they were now thinking like, because we are quiet, the government now thinks that we are weak or something. That is how hell broke loose. They decided that we are now going to stand up to defend our deputy president. By the way, Mount Kenya still says that their deputy president, the one that they elected, is Rigathi Gachagua. They feel Kithure Kindiki is Ruto's deputy president. He was appointed. That's why Kithure Kindiki does not have the prestige, the pride, the authority that comes from Mount Kenya, because a deputy president under the constitution is one that is elected. As a matter of fact, there are people who voted for William Ruto because Rigathi was there as their man. You all know that we play tribal politics. People vote for certain candidates not because of their policies, but because either it is their man or their man is in that coalition. So Mount Kenya decided that we were going to rise up to defend our deputy president and the people who walk around him. As you've seen what is happening of late, the DCI is charged against politicians who read differently from Ruto's script. But the ground is volatile. They have decided that they are not going to massage anyone. So Kithure Kindiki has been told that if you are still going to walk around with these empowerment programs, and by the way, people are asking, where is this money coming from? because all of a sudden there's a lot of money. I remember the former Secretary General of the UDA, another controversial factor there, was saying, that is Cleopas Malala, that these people have started printing money. This is the money that they're using. That will be very unfortunate. Of course, for now, we treat them as rumors. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the fate of the musicians. You either apologize or they sabotage, the community sabotage with you completely. And Rigathi Gachagua has succeeded in locking out Mount Kenya, na ameweka muhuri, ameweka rubber stamp. Hakuna mtu atakuja Mount Kenya pasipo kupitia kwake. And Ruto's fate in Mount Kenya has been sealed completely. There is no any amount of pressure. There is no any other trick that shall be used. He has tried going through the church. I know very soon Rigathi will give another ultimatum after consulting elders, as he says. I know they will resolve that any church that accepts Ruto's money, any church that will allow people like Kimani Ichung'wah to go there and speak, people will stop going to those churches. That is how bad politics is. And that is how serious Rigathi Gachagua is. So, ladies and gentlemen, if anyone cheated you that Rigathi Gachagua is a non-starter, that is an entity, Rigathi Gachagua is the real force that William Ruto is going to regret. If there is something that William Ruto will regret, and I believe he regrets it now, is the idea of impeaching Gachagua. Someone must have cheated him that, huyu jamaa ukimfukuza vitu vitakuwa kawaida. No, it is not business as usual. I don't know what you think, but Rigathi has started. Anyone who defies his orders, anyone who wants to go astray, anyone who is dissenting from his position must be pushed to the periphery. And I know people like Kimani Ichung'wah are only trying. They are given money, they are given everything, but there is a slogan going on that take the money, but kura unajua mali utaweka. But now Rigathi is now changing it. Even the money is bad. The money is tainted with the blood. Guys, it is that serious. And Mount Kenya is gone. William Ruto should not waste his time there. Mount Kenya is gone. And the train has left. All we are praying for is that there is going to be unity among the leadership of the opposition. That is the only way to defeat William Samoei Ruto. But if they disintegrate into individuals, that will be a sure bet for William Samoei Ruto. If there is something that people really want, is to see a new leadership, one that will listen to the people, sikiza ground.